Spiritual journey
with Jeff Dancer. Look at him. Look at her. What's missing? My name is Jeff Dancer, and for a decade now, I've been constantly studying the final piece of the jigsaw, the human mind and its full potential to engage with the human soul. Without that, we'll never be complete. We'll never meet our full potential. Well, here we are. This is where I had my first spiritual breakthrough. I don't mind saying back then I was in a very dark mental cavern, psychologically. I spent most of my days quaffing bargain bin cider. Subsequently, I lost the four foundations of any man's life. My driving license, with that I lost my job, with that I lost my wife, and finally my semi-detached bungalow. That went with my wife. It's a long story. But in my darkest days, I came here to ponder my life and to admire the gymnastic skills of the local squirrels, leaping from branch to branch with great grace. There's one. Look at it, top of the bark. I'd say if you want the ultimate buzz, the ultimate trip, watch a bloody squirrel show. That's another one, leaping from that branch to that branch. Lovely. Look at that. Absolutely brilliant. No, it's just someone who's just chucked a plimsoll up on the high branch. I thought it was a squirrel, but it's just a plimsoll. Lovely. One day I asked the ultimate question. I asked, what have my tail furry friends got that Jeff Dancer hasn't? Why are they free? Why are they so liberated? Why aren't I? Suddenly, just over there next to the stinging nettles and that old bit of bark, 5 doors appeared in front of me and each of them started to glow. Immediately I asked, who is this higher spiritual force communicating with me? It turned out it was a message. But why doors? Realization hit me. Modern man is surrounding himself constantly with locked doors, stopping us from reconnecting to our true spiritual self. On that day, I started the Key Bearers, our challenge to rip open these doors and seek the joy of the inner child, to reconnect to our inner selves. From that day on, I started the door system, which you can be a part of today. There are 5 doors we must open. Door 5, this is the hardest of all the doors. It will open when it's ready, but not necessarily when you expect. And when it happens, you'll emit the light of the universe. Before new key bearers begin unlocking the doors within, it's vital that initially a very detailed, very psychological reprogramming process takes place, whereby they are put in solitude for 17 days. Originally we used the local forest, but the council got involved. So for the time being, anyway, we're using my loft. Right now we've got a chap up there called Colin Bishop. He's an orthodontist from Yapton, and he's here to smash open some doors to the bloody soul, ASA bloody P. It's a Thursday afternoon, and that means it's time for the Key Bearers weekly meeting, where I see how well the gang are doing at unlocking those spiritual doors within. Let's start looking at where you all are door-wise. Jeff is basically here, footsteps away from the old Enlightenment. Steve has just finished his 3rd door. All right, we've got to enter that door. You've got to take your little hands on the doorknob and open it. Look at this way. Take the little doorknob, open it, and enter it. So Clive's doing very poorly, Steve's doing very well, and Jeff, goodness me. Let's give Jeff a round of applause. Today is a very exciting day. I've composed a musical riff for Colin's big unveiling, as Colin's 17 days of reprogramming has finally come to an end. It's time for the womb to burst open, and for you to fly through the love slide out of the vagina in a spiritual sense, because we've got a musical tune for you, Colin. You came to my house like a sad old clown. Colin.
DJ.
But leave it, Clive. But now I'm looking at you, and you're full of... You've ruined it, haven't you? Just ruined it. Leave it. Please leave it. All right, I don't want to do GBH on Colin's big day. Colin, it's time to come down now, pal. Spiritually, you are cleansed. Down you come. Colin, do you want to... Colin, down you come, pal. Right, Colin, I can see you. Colin, I can see you there. All right, Colin, grow some bloody testicles and get out of my loft now. Your 17 days has come to an end. I can't feed you for another fortnight. Get down. Colin, I can see you hiding behind the water tank, buddy. I can see you there. I can see your white goalers. That's very disappointing. Right, that's it, Colin. You are no longer part of the Key Bearers. You are no longer a friend of Jeff Dancer. Goodbye. When this loft door comes down, listen to the sound. That is the sound of a tomb being closed. You are dead to me. You really are, Colin. You're dead now. All right? You're a shit. You're a massive shit, Colin Bishop. Right, I'm going to ring his wife. I'm going to ring his bloody wife. That's messed up because of Clive. Steve's in the bloody toilet. He didn't even come out for the bloody ceremony. I'm fed up. Right.
DJ.
Clive, pack it in and I'll give you a bloody finger of five, all right? Oh, hi, sorry, I was talking to somebody else, my friend Clive. Well, don't say that. He might be different now. He's been reprogrammed. Well, with that sort of language, Mrs. Bishop, I can see why Colin wants to live in my loft. Mrs. Bishop! All right, she's hung up. Brilliant. There we go. Coming after you, pal. I'm coming after you.
Dear stranger.
With Jeff Dancer.
DJ.